Land acknowledgement means like we honor who originally had the land. Why does this work for Indians but not you?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Back in 2008, I became fed up with government money, with the corruption, the manipulation, so I created a digital currency. Digital money that can be sent directly from one person to another without any bank or government involved. And the best part? It's hard money.
It's the hardest money ever invented!
Bitcoin is very hard to make more of. Each new coin gets added to the supply only after a computer works very hard to solve a math problem, where there's no shortcut and solving it costs a lot of energy and time.
But if it's on a computer, can't I just copy and paste?
Not with Bitcoin. You see, there's a public record of every Bitcoin ever created. It's called the blockchain. It's like a puzzle, and each Bitcoin has its own unique shape. And because everyone has a copy of the public record, if someone tries to fake a Bitcoin, it won't fit the puzzle and will be rejected by the network before anyone can use it. That's why Bitcoin is so safe from criminals and the government.
You said criminals twice.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Live, secure behind bulletproof glass, on the top floor of the Penthouse Studios, high above the majestic mountains of New England. Full Power Radio presents 4 hours of non-stop radio entertainment. It's time for the Lee Elci Show. And now, here he is, Lee Elci.
15 minutes after the hour, 6 o'clock. You're listening to 94.9 News Now and Stimulating Talk, broadcasting out over Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Long Island. Day 24, October 2023. I got to admit, I wasn't planning and no intention on talking about what I'm about to talk about today. You know, in life, in your life, my life, our life, we run across things that change the direction of where you wind up going or how you think. Today may be one of those days. There is no way for me to be able to tell anyone how to live their life, how to act, how to be, how to carry themselves. Can't do it. Like I can't tell you whether or not you should cheat on your wife or your taxes, or whether or not you should return the extra change you got from the cashier, or tell the professor that, well, you plagiarized this and you don't deserve an A, or whatever it is in your life that you do. I can't tell you how to determine what's right and what's wrong. That's up to you. That's that inner voice that everyone has. If you want to believe in a God, I believe in God. I believe he gave you that inner voice as a way to talk to you, a conscience, to say, hey, what I'm doing today is right or what I'm doing today is wrong. And then you can make up your own path and live your life any way you want. You can choose not to ever listen to that voice. Or maybe that voice inside you is different than everybody else's voice. Maybe that voice is skewed one way or another. Maybe that voice is self-centered and egotistical and only wants what's best for the flesh body that covers it. I can't be someone who can control that or patrols that. Certainly not within my power. But I've run across people in my life that I have cut out because of treachery or because they're just snakes in the grass. In fact, there are friends of mine that I've had for over a decade that you find out later on. I mean, this is years ago. Find out later on that the entire time they were friends with you, there was treachery going on, or there was insincerity. And those people are no longer in my life. I think and again, this is a difficult opening for me today because I'm not really sure how to handle the information that I've been given. There's a part of me that's furious, and then there's also a part of me that fully expected this. Completely knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when. But it always makes me rethink what it is that I do. Like I learned from this, and it will change. It certainly will change me moving forward. There's people who come up to me all the time and they'll say, well, you don't have a lot of. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you I don't have a lot of close friends. Why don't I have close friends? Because I don't trust anybody. Right? And there's reasons for that. In my life, I've been disappointed over and over and over again. And I'm trying to figure out if today I'm disappointed or angry or at least coming to the realization of what I already knew. I mean, I already knew it. But this King of the Callers contest which was supposed to be a contest of the regular callers or people who wanted to join the fray to mix it up, have some fun, promote a message, have an opportunity to get on a stage, and have a night that maybe they would never forget. 400 or 500 people, crowd, lights, all of that. Your 15 minutes. Just try to give back to the listeners that have given so much to the show and the station for 12 years. But even that has now been bogarted and corrupted. And I wasn't even going to talk about this today. And then I saw a letter written by one of the contestants up on Reddit. And it's funny. It's again, it's not as if it's not something that I knew was going to happen, like when that shoe was going to drop. It was just a matter of when and how, right? I always understood that. Sadly. But that's because I don't trust anyone. And these are the reasons why. Seemingly upstanding people who are trying to manipulate or have manipulated. But the truth is, they've manipulated the system almost, it's almost as if, I know it's going to sound strange. I could have taken this contest any way I wanted. I could have done the voting any way I wanted. I could have been the sole bearer. I could have had a judge of 3. I could have made it so there was a certain number of times you could vote. I didn't. I didn't do that. Because I wanted to see what exact kind of character that the people involved had and have. Now, we're going to still have a great night. It's going to be fun. Oh, it's going to be fun. That's a promise. But one of our contestants has gone out of his way to, I guess, call me a fascist on social media. For the past 5 years now, I've been establishing a greater and greater presence in Connecticut's 2 conservative radio station. I've been doing this as an effort to disrupt the homogeneity, I don't know how to say that, because I'm not as smart as this guy, of the conservative media bubble. I'm a firm believer that it's much easier and much preferable to disrupt the right and pull the fence sitters to the left than it is to sit and wait until they've gone far deeper into the path of the Proud Boys or something like them. I'm just disappointed. I'm currently one round away from the finals, but I need support. If you think disrupting the fascist pipeline at its start has value, please consider supporting me. I don't mind. I actually said you should solicit your support. Not really happy about being called a fascist. Just in case you were wondering, a fascist is a political philosophy, a movement, or a regime that exalts nation and often race above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forcible suppression of the opposition. I am certainly someone who puts one's nation over other nations. Other than that, the definition of fascism is an insult to me. So, I'll just keep this letter. That way I have something to refer to in the subsequent conversations that were had. I think, again, as I previously stated before, sometimes I appear to be a knuckle-dragging, bumbling fool. I'm certainly self-deprecating. But remember, if we're playing chess, I'm already 3 moves ahead. Nothing I do is by accident. Nothing. But it's very disappointing. I wish I could say that I have the same enthusiasm as I had in the beginning of this. You know, I can't wait to see what ends up happening up on that stage. It'll certainly be an event. But I have I have a long memory, and there's a few things that I just don't really subscribe to. One of those is, I'm not asking for anyone to kiss the ring, but the idea that you think in some capacity that you've outmaneuvered me because you're smart and you were able to navigate your way around these very pedestrian, barbaric rules. It's infuriating. Disappointing. All right, that's enough for now. We'll be back. Stick around.
What is this that stands before me? Figure in black, which points at me.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Hamas terrorists in Gaza have released 2 more hostages taken from Israel. 2 Israeli women, 79-year-old Nari Cooper and 85-year-old Yoheved Lifshitz, her daughter Sharon.
My mom is saying that they were very friendly towards them and that they took care of them, that they were given the medicine.
She says she was beaten when she was taken through tunnels that look like a spider web and fed 1 meal a day. The women's husbands were not released. An American mother and daughter were released on Friday. The Israeli military says Hamas still has about 220 hostages. House Republicans meet this morning for a secret ballot to elect a new House Speaker nominee. There are 8 candidates. Pennsylvania Republican Dan Muser dropped out.
I have other commitments that I want to adhere to, and largely leading President Trump's campaign in Pennsylvania. And we have great candidates.
America's listening to Fox News.
Sunshine today with a high in the 60s. Police in East Lyme arrested a man yesterday after he